So today it was the turn of the defence to give their final presentation on why they think Stephen McCullagh did not murder Natalie McNally. Now, before I get into the details on that, I want to comment on something I didn't say yesterday. It was, of course, the prosecution's summation yesterday, and just something that a little bit different that happened was they were playing parts of the live stream to the jury again. And during that, Stephen was smiling and even laughing at parts during the presentation of that, which it's really weird. It's a very odd thing for him to do during a trial of, when you're accused of murder and the family is sitting in court, to smile and laugh during that, false alibi. And it's even weirder to do it at this point in the trial. You've been sort of stoic this whole trial up until this point, and then at the final hurl, you sort of behave differently, and sort of laughing a bit. Very odd behavior. So anyway, back to today. The defense basically said that the evidence points to someone else. So they start by saying that this is a case that is dependent upon circumstantial evidence, and he said that the devil is in the detail, and there are some troubling pieces that do not fit the prosecution case, and he asked the jury to scratch the surface from the superficial points. We suggest there is reasonable doubt in this case, and he did make a point of saying, if you just think that Stephen is the killer, that's not good enough. If you think, maybe he did it, not good enough. He says you have to be 100% sure, because if you're not, then there's reasonable doubt. Okay, he goes on to say then, okay, Stephen didn't give evidence, and he asks the jury not to hold that against him. Just because he didn't give evidence doesn't make an unproven case proven. So he's saying that, just disregard the fact that Stephen did not give evidence. It doesn't change the facts of the case. What else was there? Yeah, he went on to say that there was no eyewitness in the case, but, so what? That means literally nothing really, because the vast majority of murder cases have no eyewitness. Okay, there's maybe 20 to 30% maximum of murder cases have eyewitness testimony. So, by that logic, the vast majority of murder cases cannot be solved because there's no eyewitness. I mean, that doesn't mean much to me. Then he said, if you are left with reasonable doubt that someone else could have been the killer, it is your job to acquit. Okay, so that's basically the summary of the evidence for the defense, and of course the prosecution went yesterday. So that's pretty much it. It's going to be over to the jury at this point. What do you think? Did the prosecution do a good enough job here? Did the defense make reasonable doubt? What do you think? What way is this going to go? Will he be found guilty or not guilty?